You're not woke, you're broke. I'm your host, certified financial therapist, Jaelyn Vickery, guiding you towards becoming someone who finally trusts themselves with money. If you're ready to transform your financial identity through real money talk, money news, and money stories, turn up the volume and tune in. This is Finance, Fitness, and Finesse. Finessers, welcome back to Finance, Fitness, and Finesse. I'm your host, Jay Vick, certified financial therapist, and I'm so happy to have you guys here today. I hope that you have good energy as you're tuning into the show today. I know at least on the day of recording, it is, we got that spring feeling in the air. The Illini are killing it. We're in the Final Four, so the energy in Champaign, I mean, it's electric. It's electric. And on today's show, we have a special guest today that is very dear to my heart. We are going to get into some really important concepts around financial literacy and empowerment for youth, the importance of mentorship. So I would like to welcome someone that I believe is a very influential figure in our community, Marc Changnon. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
You're more than welcome. Glad to be here.
Yes, me too. So Marc originally joined F3 in, I believe season 2 you were on the show.
Yep.
And that was such an electric conversation in itself. So it's awesome to, have you joining us in the studio today. How's your energy today, Marc?
I'm top of the world, as you said, with the Illini going to the Final Four and being an ex-basketball coach. This is the best time of year for me. So I'm really pumped. This is going to be a great week. Yes,
yeah, I resonate with that. You've touched so many different lives through the different aspects of coaching that you have done. For a little bit of context and background for the listeners and how I met Marc, what was it? Almost 2 years ago, coming up this summer.
Yes.
Crazy. Time is insane. I went to I think it was called the Inclusive Innovators Conference on campus. And I was just looking to meet people, right? I'm first stepping into business ownership, entrepreneurship, and quickly understood it's not what you know, but who you know. So I was just looking to diversify my ideas, and Marc led a workshop. And I knew from the moment that you started speaking, I was like, all right, this isn't just some old man that's trying to tell us, what to do or what not to do. You were talking to us, not at us. And that's when I knew. I was like, okay, I need to, connect with you. And Marc, if you don't know Marc Changnon from being coached by him athletically, maybe he was your financial planner in the past, or maybe you might know him from Cobra Venture at Parkland College. Marc, I just need to start off the show by just saying thank you for your impact on my life and the community, because I wouldn't be where I'm at today without your guidance as an entrepreneur.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very humbled by that. Thank you.
Of course. So, Marc, the first question that I like to ask my guests is, what is a money memory where your financial identity changed?
I think the money memory where my financial, it has to be when my father, who was the person I always looked up to. When I was about 10, 11 years old, he said, we're going to go down to the bank, downtown Champaign, and we're going to set up your savings account. And at the time, I had a paper route with the Champaign News-Gazette. And I delivered 90 papers every day. And I was making some money. Not a lot, but I was making money. To me, it was a lot. And he says, you're going to start saving at least 1/4 of every paycheck you get. And I was confused, like, well, why do that? I want to spend it and buy things for me. I'm working hard. And he goes, you want to save it for those times when you really need the money, and if you don't put it away now, you won't have it. So we went to the bank. We got a savings book at First National Bank in downtown Champaign, and it's no longer there. But and I remember going down in the basement, and that's where the savings department, and a lady set me up and gave me my book. This is your savings book. And when you come in, you bring your money, and then we'll type in the book what you've deposited and what your total is. And it got to be kind of, for me, every month when I got paid, to go in and put money in my savings account and watch it grow. And it almost became not a game, but it became something that meant something to me. Like I couldn't wait to hit the next goal, $100, maybe $200. And when I hit $500 in savings when you're 11 years old, you think, I made it. I'm rich, you know. So that would be my very first entry for me into the world of finance, is to think about saving something that you're making. Don't spend it all. Put some of it away for some other day that you might need it and you don't even know.
I appreciate that memory, Mark. It's so interesting to hear how, you started out on a paper route. It's not like you're working a job where you're earning tens of thousands of dollars. No. You started out working on a paper route, and what you learned around incentives of growth and seeing growth happen not only in your bank account, but also around your identity, that I am someone who can earn and that can see my progress grow, even if I'm not trading my time for money all the time. It's the fact that you were intentional at a young age of using your savings book, which I've never heard of that. That's very interesting, that was a tool that was utilized. And that just goes back to the importance of understanding that generational wealth starts with generational knowledge, which is why I cannot tell finessers, the listeners, enough that having a mentor, leaning into learning from people from different generations. And Mark, I mean, our relationship is phenomenal because I also, whenever we connect, I feel that you're seeking to learn from me too. And it's not as commonly felt when younger generations interact with older generations, especially around concepts such as money.
Well, I think we should all be open to learning at all times, no matter how old we are, where we are in our life. Learning is something that just continues to happen if you welcome it in. And one of the things that my dad helped me with by doing that is that it taught me that you need to inform and include your kids in financial planning early, maybe middle school. And people say, whoa, that seems awfully. No, you need to get them involved then and start teaching, because you as a parent are the very first teacher that they'll probably ever have. And I know in the society we live in today, there's many people that don't have a parent. Maybe they have a guardian. Maybe they have a grandparent. There's somebody, as you say, a mentor that you can find in your life that can help you with those things.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, and it can be tough, generationally, when different generations haven't had that type of mentorship or even that sense of worthiness that they are capable of learning the language of money and developing their own unique systems that suit their lifestyle as well. What have you seen over the course of your career in working with different families around some of the barriers that they may face in families being able to communicate about money and establish systems of wealth and learning?
I think the one thing that I would say, and I'm so appreciative of the show that you're doing and trying to work with people in this community and around, is to inform people. I don't think we have enough people informed about financials and how to do it. And I truly think that having people like yourself being willing to help others understand money and finance and how that fits into their fitness and wellness is so, so important. I mean, think of me. Here I'm a little guy, 11 years old. I have $500 in savings, and I've got a group of buddies who say, hey, let's go do this. And a lot of the guys go, I don't have any money. And I go, oh, I do. And they're like, you do? Yeah, I've got a savings account. And they look at me like, what are you talking about? So I think it's very important that we work early with young people and to help them understand that and find a mentor for them.
Amen. And, speaking of mentorship programs, which we'll talk a little bit more after the break, I know, Cobra Venture was a very significant one that you established. But I specifically want to make sure to grasp the fact that you acknowledged at a young age, you told your friends about your savings account. You weren't afraid, or maybe there was a little bit of fear there, but you weren't afraid to, advocate for the methods that you were taking to have the freedom to spend with your friends. So after the commercial break here, Finessers, we will come back and we'll continue this conversation around the incentives of growth and learning as a young wealth builder. Finessers, the only way to learn about money is to talk about money. Money feels out of control for the majority of people right now. But if you're here listening to the F3 show, you're not trying to be the majority. You're trying to do something different. Dimensional Wealth provides financial therapy and money coaching. Our services are designed to help you get your money organized by understanding the emotional and behavioral patterns affecting your bank account. Stop procrastinating when it comes to your money. Overcome impulsive spending, money anxiety, and heal from money trauma. Take the first step to take care of yourself. Visit jvic.com to book your consultation, and listeners get an exclusive discount on services using code DWF3. That's DWF3 at jvic.com. Let's build wealth with wellness. Now back to the show. Hey Finessers, welcome back to the show. I hope that you grabbed a sip of water, a little stretch break. We are going to explore with Marc a little bit more about what you mean by inform and include in regards to educating youth young with their financial skills.
Well, it probably comes back to my 35 years of coaching basketball with students anywhere from second grade through high school. One of the things my grandfather, who was a well-known basketball coach in Southern Illinois, Stanley Changnon at Mount Vernon High School, he taught me early on that the phrase, the 5 P's of success, and those are prior preparation prevents poor performance. And I applied that not only to my basketball coaching and to my players, but I also applied that to my financial world and having my clients who were my financial planning clients. I was always preaching, if you plan ahead, you'll prevent poor performance at the end, or whenever that may be. So I'm hoping that the people who have an opportunity to work with young people, whether it's parents and guardians and or teachers in our schools, take the time to make financial planning or make financial awareness something of a key point, because we have so many young people that don't have a clue about it.
Yes.
And I remember when I was in college and people were, hey, get your free t-shirt, just sign up for this credit card. I had a lot of friends sign up for credit card. They had no idea. Then they got a credit card in the mail. I go, wow, I can go use this whenever I want to. But then they realize a month later, you get a bill and you got to pay it. And they didn't have the money to pay it. So then they're paying interest on credit cards. So it's just that preparation, plan ahead.
Yes.
And if we can take the time to allow our students to understand the power that they'll have in financial planning and having something behind them, a savings, something to fall back on, it'll relieve a lot of the stress that you talk about in finances that people have.
Yes, amen to that, Marc. I mean, well said by, a seasoned financial planner. And if I know anything about you, Marc, from your work in the community, is that you have a really good understanding of how the way that our knowledge touches other people and we can equip them with the confidence to make it their own, it transcends through the community and compounds in ways where we can all be collectively abundant. Those, you said it was 5 P's, right?
The 5 P's.
Prior preparation prevents poor performance.
Exactly.
I got it. See, I've been paying attention during our mentorship. Yeah, I mean, that's critical, and it speaks on, that financial fitness aspect of it as well. Money management is a form of pain management, and in order to build up an adequate tolerance so that you can have more clarity in navigating your financial decisions and emotions, prior planning prevents poor performance.
Right.
Amen. Our money habits, behaviors, and perceptions are developed as early as 5 to 7 years old. So I couldn't agree more that inclusivity and informing our children at a young age it's critical. I have a scenario from a current client that I'd like to get your take on, Marc. So at Dimensional Wealth, my financial therapy and consulting practice, I have clients from age 8 to 78. And my 8-year-old client, she's a sweetheart. It's so interesting because her parents brought her to me for financial therapy because at just 8 years old, all of a sudden she's having all of this anxiety about what people are buying her. The turning point was when she had a birthday and she started crying over the gifts that were given to her, not over tears of happiness, but of her literally saying, we can't afford this, to her parents. And her parents were like, they were like, what? How? Why does she feel this way? Well, in financial therapy, what we broke down was, we were using the feelings wheel, and she landed on stress. And I asked her, when was a memory when you experienced stress? And she was like, well, the mortgage. And I asked this little 8-year-old girl, I was like, what's a mortgage? And she was like, I don't know, but it's bad. And that was it.
She's probably heard her parents talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And they're getting ready to move to a new house. So they're, and in the real estate market, we won't get too deep into that, but she isn't being informed and included yet. She is a sponge from the way that her parents are carrying the financial stress, the way that it is communicated within the family, but she's a little bit of just a bystander. So what are your thoughts in hearing a case like that?
Well, one of my greatest mentors in the financial planning world, he was a man that had 11 children. He and his wife had 11 kids. And he told me, he says, when my children hit age 7th grade, we spend 6 months with that child, and every time we pay bills, that child is there with us. When they see the money come in, so once a month, here's the money coming in, and now here's the money going out. And they would even have the child write the check. And then the dad would sign it. And then they put it in the envelope with the bill and then send it off. And they could watch, okay, here's how much money we have. Now here's a check, now subtract it. Now that's what we have. Now, and it was such an eye-opening experience for all of his kids that it allowed them to be included in the family finances, okay, and informed. So it wasn't something of, I heard a mortgage. What does that mean? I don't know, but mom and dad seem stressed, so I'll be stressed. Well, if they talk about the mortgage with the students or the child and say, we have a mortgage payment coming up, and this is when it's due, and we've got to pay that, and we're only going to have enough money to pay the mortgage, but we can't pay this right now, we'll have to delay that. And this is why. And if they see the numbers, they go, oh, I get it. There's $1,000 and we have $1,200 in bills, we can only pay so we have to figure out what to pay and what not to pay. So that's the old inform and include. So this young lady, if they would inform her in a nice way, in a gentle way, then I think it would be much better for her to understand it and let them define it for her instead of being, I don't know what it is, so I'm stressed.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Inform and include.
Yes.
I love how you utilized just a simple, approachable starting point, which is, even just teaching them how to write the check.
Yep.
What it's like to write those numbers in, what it's like to write what it goes to.
Right.
I probably know too many young adults that don't even know how to fill out a check, actually.
Exactly.
And so I'm looking forward to, after this next commercial break, we'll break down a few other approachable ways that we can inform and include. But yeah, for those that are listening so far, if anyone is coming to mind in your life, family, friends that have come to mind around who would be best supported in informing and including them in your money conversations, feel free to reach out over this next commercial break, and we'll see you when we come back. Finessers, how is society supposed to survive if the wealth gap keeps growing because financial support is built for people who already have money? A lot of financial services are charging $200, $300 an hour just to have a conversation. And for most people, that's just not realistic. 4 out of 10 Americans can't even afford a $400 emergency expense. Dimensional Wealth offers financial therapy and money coaching through a pay-per-minute model starting at just $1.50 per minute. You pay for the time you need, time and money, 2 of your most important assets back in your control. In just 8 sessions, our clients see lasting change, becoming more organized, more confident, and navigating their money decisions with more ease. So if you've been putting off getting financial support because of time or cost, now you have no excuse. Visit jvic.com to book your consultation, and listeners of the show get an exclusive discount on services using code DWF3. That's DWF3 at jvic.com. You're not woke, you're broke. Now back to the show. Welcome back, Finessers. You're not woke, you're broke. If you don't hit the subscribe, rate, and review button now, wanted to remind you guys of that before we start to close out the show here. Over that commercial break, something really interesting came up as Mark, you and I were chatting, specifically in regards to, I love finding ways that money mirrors in different sectors of life, and around this inform and include aspect of families working as a team, no matter what age your kids are at. What kind of analogies or comparisons do you see from your experience in coaching around informing and including a game plan for a teamwork system?
Well, I, when you hear the word coach, ultimately that's a great teacher. Great coaches are great teachers. And I think when I was teaching my young players how to do a new play, I would inform them first, have them all look at me, and I would tell them about the play. What's the purpose? Why do we do it? What do we hope to gain from it? What's the outcome? Okay? You inform. You go through all that process. Now you take 5 players, put them on the court, half court, all the other players are watching, and you walk them through what they should be doing when certain things happen. So you walk them through and you show them how to do the play. Mm-hmm. And then you back up, you throw the ball in and say, now run the play, and watch them do it. And as they do it, you will stop and correct when they didn't do it correctly. And if they did it correctly, you applaud. Mm-hmm. Good job, great job, you did it wonderful. So I think if we look at finances with our young people and say, you've got to inform them, what's the outcome that you were looking for, what's the goals, what's the why, what's the why? And then you show them how do you do it, and then you let them do it with your observation, but let them do it. Write the check or get online and pay the bill online, whatever it may be. And then if they're not doing it correctly, say, okay, you tried, that check's written wrong, here's where you went wrong, let's back up, let's do it again, okay? Now you got great. Then praise them when they do it correctly. So now this whole process isn't something that's stressful, it's learning. And now I'm gaining confidence that I can handle finances. And I think that's one of the things you strive for as a financial therapist, is you're trying to gain confidence for your clients so that they don't fear it, they go for it and have the confidence to take care of it.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, I always have to make sure that I stay quiet when my guests are speaking because, I mean, that's truth, Mark, because generational wealth begins with generational knowledge only if we have the safety in a collaborative format to have the freedom to fail financially. So then we can truly have that financial freedom as well. And it makes me think about when we visualize the play-by-play, so to speak, financial fundamentals have not changed since the beginning of time, and we'll do another solo episode on the financial fundamentals. But the reason why I utilize that wording is because when families, because that truly is the start and home base in regards to your financial literacy journey, along with your financial identity. Because schools have high schools, at least in Illinois and other states, now have legislation passed for students to take a personal finance course before they graduate, yet, there's still some gaps there. And so starting at home is critical because if you can engage with diverse populations, diverse generations, to learn the financial fundamentals that have supported and also challenged different generations, then that's how you'll know when to take the open shot that maybe wasn't drawn out in the play. An example of that is my father has taught me a lot about money when I finally decided to pay attention in young adulthood. But as I dove into becoming a money nerd, I was the first person to teach him about high yield savings accounts. But that wouldn't have been possible if he didn't show me the financial fundamentals the plays that I needed to make to open up my capacity to learn and to fail with money for other generations to also learn.
Right. No, I totally agree with that. And I think I think being there as a cheerleader for your kids and helping them understand that you're for them, not against them. You're not there to be critical. If you use the you word, you didn't do this right. That's a real judgmental. That's a very hurtful. But if you use the I feel if you do this, it might be better. Well, now it's just a feeling. I'm just sharing a feeling with you. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying. And I think that helps the students and young people that I've worked with understand that, oh, Mr. Changnon's, he's on my side. Yeah. He believes in me. And I would tell them that. I believe in you. And a lot of kids will say, really? Yeah. Or I told one young man one time, he had to take a test, and I said, do your very best. Study, see your teacher. And he took the test and came walking by my office, and he said, how'd you do on your test? No, I didn't do really well. I said, well, what do you mean? I got a C+. I said, did you study? Yes. Did you put in the time? Yes. Did you talk to your teacher? Yes. I am so proud of you for getting a C+. That is fantastic. And he started crying because he said, I called him, pull him in my office. I said, did I say something wrong? He goes, no, Mr. Changnon. This is a 14-year-old little boy. He'd never been told that somebody was proud of him, ever. Yeah. I'm proud of you. And he broke down crying. Nobody'd ever said that to him. Yeah. In 14 years of being on this planet. It just blew me away. And so I now use that word when it's earned. I use it all the time. I'm proud of you. I believe in you. Yeah. Those are very powerful things. And if we're doing financial planning with young people, to let them try it and show it and tell them that we believe in them, they'll gain the confidence. And that's the key. Gain confidence in your ability to do these things.
Well, thank you so much, Marc, for joining the show today. Thank you for your insights from 20 years of financial planning, being a leader in the community, mentorship, and helping diverse generations know that they are deserving of being acknowledged, acknowledging being proud in oneself, no matter where you are at in your financial journey. And above all, be sure to inform and include. Marc, if there was anything that you'd like to leave the listeners with today, just in a sentence or two, what would it be?
Don't make financials scary. Make them real. And then tell your kids, we believe in you, and we're going to help you all the way through.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Marc. Finessers, we will see you next week on the show. Don't forget, you're not woke, you're broke. If you don't share F3 with someone that you care about, in building their financial literacy skills, confidence, and above all, establishing a financial identity that is adaptable and grows with you. If you don't know, now you know. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Finance, Fitness, and Finesse. If this episode shifted how you think or feel about money, pass it along to someone you care about. Got a real-life money story, question, or discovery? Send it our way at financefitnessfinesse@gmail.com or connect with us on social media. And remember, you're not woke, you're broke.